Hey YouTube, Facebook, and whatnot. This is Blade Junkie. A while ago I told you about a Lego thing. If you don't keep up with my HPI videos, then you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Unless someone that does has told you, which is probably not very likely. Anyway, this is my modification of a previous model that I built, and it's that treaded thing, and I don't remember what the video is called exactly, but whatever. So yeah. Anyway, um, I thought I would show you guys what I have come up with, so you can see it a bit in the mirror, but it will become clearer. And this is the controller. Very simple. So as you can see, it's a tank. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. It doesn't shoot or anything, but whatever. I'm not a stickler for that kind of stuff, and I know most people aren't. Well, okay, I don't know that, but the person I keep up with most, which is Sariel.pl, is his website. Um, Sariel period PL. Anyway, he doesn't usually have any guns. His usually have more functions, but they're also usually larger than this. So anyway, um, as you can see, it's not very fast, but the turret is very fast. You can actually kind of see a blur when it moves. Um, yeah. So, I guess get the camera a little closer here and show you a little more detail in it. So anyway, the last time that you saw this kind of suspension stuff that you're kind of seeing now was probably in that last video of the treaded vehicle, which I do not remember, as I said, I'm sorry, but whatever. You'll recognize it if you did see it. It was a lot lighter then. It's become a lot heavier now. Um, yeah. The battery box is kind of funky and all that. But anyway, I was talking about the suspension. So it's got up here, it's got the lower resistance suspension, which is really easy to push on because the front is the lightweight portion. The middle and the back is where it starts to get heavy, so that's where it has these really stiff springs for its suspension and stuff. In comparison, you can see it has plating all over it, which the other did not. And the thing I was talking about in the HPI video is that I actually used tires with rubber, and I did. These are tires that I've taken out of old Lego City sets that I've had, and I still have a majority of them assembled. The turret uses a weird system of reduction for the turning, but it's it's pretty simple, really. I don't exactly know how to explain it, but I'm sure anyone out there could figure it out. Um, so it's you probably can't see crap there, so sorry about that. I guess it's useless to attempt to show you, but it's got two of the black beveled gears that are the biggest size of the beveled gears that are small enough to fit in this area. Um, Two of those, which are just the transfer gears. The motor actually is inside of this. It's under here. That's why this little portion of it is raised up like that. Because there's a motor in there and a gear comes up, and it's got the smaller beveled gear. It's the smallest, I think, that's not yoy, it's summertime, kind of getting warm. Anyway, yeah, so it runs from that to the turntable, and that's it. The other motor is under this thingy, and I guess I can kind of show that to you. So if I pull this panel off on the back right here, and these little tabs, well, they're not tabs, they're just little parts of it. Anyway, do that. You can see 3 motors, 2 XL motors here drive the entire creation. They run through the whatever gear thingy. It's 1-to-1 XL drive, but it's strenuous, so it's a little slower than 1-to-1. It's got this one here, which is what controls the turret. Maybe you can kind of see that that motor wobbles a bit. Okay, well, actually, it doesn't look like you can see that when I'm looking at the screen there, but that's the motor that goes to raising and lowering the turret. You can see he's got 2 receivers that are hidden somewhat nicely under the turret. You know, it's a leisurely thing, not really a huge effort on my part, just kind of a bored little attempt, and I think it turned out pretty good. It's not my first tank. The first tank I ever made did have suspension, but it was Pendular, which used to be really popular for me, but I got worse and worse at using it, and I just started to dislike it. So I quit using Pendular suspension, and I started using, like, actual suspension, because it's more efficient and all that. And yeah. So if I can close this panel up again, like so, show you the rest of it. It's yellow and black are the primary colors, obviously. If you can't see that, then I don't really know how to show you. I probably can't, but anyway, whatever. It's got these portions that are bent, or not bent, but angled somewhat nicely, I think. The bottom of it is very solid, which is always a good thing when it comes to, hardcore off-road kind of vehicles. And then this front one is angled, but it's a little further back, and that's because that's how you access the battery box. And there's a little tab right here, and so you pinch this and that tab, and you pinch them together, and then it'll slide back, like so, out of some pins, and then it'll drop down. And then you can reach this little bar, which swings out, and then you pull or push it to turn the model on or off, and then you swing it back, and then continue onward with whatever you're doing. So I thought that was kind of cool, and I haven't really found that the battery box is very easy to remove, but whatever. I really don't care. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be keeping this together forever. I'm not planning to. Most people don't keep their models together forever, so whatever. So yeah, it uses a lot of the new panels rather than the old ones, but it does use a couple of the old ones. It uses 4 of them, and you can kind of see, you can very obviously see 2 of them, and you can kind of see the other 2. The other 2 are just these things here and here. The primary ones, which you can see, are there. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. Yeah, well, it's not very exciting, but whatever. So the rubber just makes it look better, but it does actually help a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little. Anyway, yeah. It does still have pretty reasonable off-road abilities. Which is pretty cool. but it's not brilliant. I think something I thought a few minutes ago when I had just completed it, I looked at it and I thought this looks a lot like something I made in LDD once. And in LDD, I didn't make stuff with Technic because at the time that I started using LDD, Technic wasn't around in it, so you were very limited. And this kind of reminds me vaguely of something I made, and I don't know if it still exists, but the Lego Factory gallery on the Lego website, I have an account, and it's MIKEEEE 387. That's MIK and then 5 E's and then 387. And no, it's not 5 E's, it's literally 5 digits, each of which are E. Anyway, you can check it out there. I made a few models and whatnot, and this one reminded me of one I made when I was 12, maybe, I think. I don't know, something like that. Called the Bumble Buggy, and it was yellow and black, and it had 3 sets of wheels. Or I guess it was a triple axle skid steer kind of thing, and as I upgraded it over time, I started including little fences and stuff that went around it, and I made it into a little testing vehicle, and I gave it a minifigure, and I made a little remote for it and stuff. None of it was really functional, but it was just kind of a cool piece, just because it was kind of interesting. And another thing, and I don't remember its name, but if you search my profile on the Lego Technic, or not Lego Technic, sorry, Lego Factory Gallery, then you'll find a bunch of stuff there. And one of them that I thought was really cool was, well, I didn't think it was really cool. I made it, and I was really happy with how it turned out. And it's a Lego Xbox 360, and it's not named the Xbox 360 because it has to be, it can't be legally bound like that, because obviously they have incredibly strict rules with their whole copyright thing and all that, dealing with other companies and stuff, because they don't want to get sued, which makes sense, obviously. And it was really cool. LDD is really cool now. It's even better now that Technic is an option, and it's I think it's great. So I suggest, if you haven't heard of it, you check it out. Just it's a good place to make little various models of cheesiness, if you want to call them that, whatever. Um, but I think it's just generally really neat. But of course, Technic is a little harder to work with in it, and it is still a very, very amateur version of some higher programs. And although it is made by the Lego company, the Lego brand version of it isn't as good as just making your own Lego pieces in like 3ds Max and or other various 3D modeling softwares that you can get, which actually end up pretty good. But whatever, you know. Let's see, what else is there? I guess that's really about it. Um, I guess I don't know. I'd like to mention I guess HPI again. When I got those headlights installed, I went and I bought a new motor, and I got a Venom 15D Fireball motor, and put it in my car. And with the R2 Hobbies thing, it kind of depends on the motor a little bit, but it'll screw with your directional stuff. So like forward was backward and backward was forward, but that's easy to fix with the switches in it. So if you've seen any of my HPI videos, my R2 Hobbies kind of stuff, yeah, just let you know that that's cool. And when I bought that motor and I had it installed at the store, which was Hobbytown USA, and I was trying to rewire the lights a little bit differently. It was before I looked at the instructions and found out there was a switch for that one. I thought there was only a switch that would change whether or not the socket 7 and 8 were static. I thought those were the only two switches, but they aren't. There's also steering and throttle switches that reverse it. So if your motor does something weird and it screws it up, and your ESC gets things backwards, you just have to switch it around in the box to keep your lights right. So that was cool. But anyway, while I was doing that, um, Hobbytown is a really cool place to be, not just because of they sell stuff for pretty reasonable prices, but it's a good place. It's like a community. And most hobby shops are like that. If someone needs something and someone else has it, they strike a deal, as I say, which is cheesy. But anyway, yeah, some people don't even do that. And at Hobbytown, when I was doing that, somebody walked up to me, and it was one of the guys that I've been seeing down at the racetrack that goes over there every weekend on Sunday and races down there. And he bought a car, and I think it was a Tamiya TTO1, something like that came with drift tires. And he's not a drifter. He just couldn't figure it out, and so he replaced the drift tires with the drift tires and the wheels that came with the car, and he replaced all of that with grip tires and his own personalized wheels for it. And I thought it was really cool, um, because not necessarily because he did that, but because he just walked up to me and noticed I had drift tires on my truck, and asked if I wanted them, and he went out and he just gave me the set that came with the car when he got it new, that he'd just been leaving there. And so I thought that was kind of cool. Um, so, you know, if you're interested in any hobby, it doesn't hurt to be social with the community of it, and, you know, be nice with it, because people will give you free stuff once in a while. And maybe like, if you go to every race, you'll get something free at every race. Or you never know what you're gonna find, or you never know what somebody's gonna give you. And I think that's kind of cool how hobbies are like that now. Hobbies that didn't quite used to be like that. People, like, especially with RC stuff, it used to be a lot more expensive, so um, it was harder to get a hold of things, and people did not want to give things up. So um, anyone that's involved in a hobby, be thankful that you are, and be thankful that it's as good a hobby as it is, because most hobbies, people aren't, it's a leisure thing. They're not too serious about it. So, you know, anyway, be happy that you're in whatever group you're in, because if you're in a group of hobbyists, then you might want to consider, you know, getting as involved in it as you can. I wasn't even that involved in it. It's just be there. People don't really need to see you to know you, and that's, you know, you don't have to recognize someone in order to know whether or not they're good or bad, because when it comes to hobbies, people are usually just really happy, to have a community. So, you know, and I'm like that. I'm one of those people that's happy to have a community to belong to. And when people are doing their hobby, whatever they do for leisure, if it's a group of other people, then fine. But everyone's happy when they're doing their hobby. If they're not, it's not a hobby. So if you have a hobby and you enjoy doing it, join others that also enjoy doing it, because you never know what you'll get. And that's not just true for HPI. That's true for Lego, which is what this video is mainly about. but I just wanted to mention that, like Lego stuff. Good friend of mine just recently got some stuff in the mail that he bought, and we struck a trade, as I say, and I got some of the parts I needed. He got some that he needed. And, it's good to be part of a community that enjoys stuff, and you know, it's not always friends either. Sometimes it's people you have no idea who they are, like that thing at Hobbytown with the guy that just walked up and just noticed that I was the only drifter in the place. Nobody else there had any sort of a drifting vehicle. It was all off-road stuff, and I can understand how he respects on-road stuff because he does races, and the races are always on-road vehicles. So, you know, never be biased against a hobby because you never know what it'll include, and you know, just give it a try. Like a while ago, I wasn't a big fan of Lego Technic, but I got my first Lego Technic set, and I loved it. It was awesome. And that's how it came to be that I would build stuff like this. And I'm not that good, but let's face it, I'm not gonna be that good. I'm a kid, you know. I'm not. I'm like Serial. He's I don't know how old he is, but he's definitely not. In his late teens. He's in like his 20s or his 30s. And if he's not, no offense, I'm sorry, but you got some skills, dude. Like I doubt you're gonna see this, but Serial, if you see this, you're good, man. You got some skills, and thanks for your website and all that. But anyway, you know, whatever. Just never be biased against stuff. It's never gonna benefit you. So, I mean, there's some stuff you can be biased about, but when it comes to hobbies, try to lean towards acceptance because okay, that depends. Yeah, if your hobby is your religion, get a hobby. You have the religion, get a hobby. Okay, spirit and life don't mix properly when you throw in fun, because fun, yeah, not a good mesh. Anyway, this is Blade Junkie signing off. Thanks for watching. Rate and subscribe, comment, whatever. Um, and for religious people, don't take offense from that. I'm just telling you, don't be too serious about it. It's it's just my opinion, but really, everyone should have a separation between spirit and life. So their hobby and their spirit should be different things and whatever. Anyway, Display Junkie signing off. Thanks for watching.